consonant followed by a final E that indicates the vowel is long. The word fate is a vowel consonant E syllable, so is the word blame. It's important to remember the reason we're making up these words is so that we learn how to fluently and accurately read multisyllabic words that we don't know when we see them in a text. Eventually, with practice, you'll be able to quickly recognize the syllable types without having to mark them up. Our first word is mistake. M-I-S-T-A-K-E. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to put V's underneath each vowel and C's underneath each consonant. So M is a consonant, I is a vowel, S is a consonant, T is a consonant, A is a vowel, K is a consonant, E is a vowel. Now I'm going to put my hand underneath my chin and I'm going to listen to the syllables. Mistake. So I know that I need to separate right after the S before the T. I also know that I cannot divide the vowel consonant E at the very end, so I'm going to just draw a line over there so I know. Alright, now I'm going to practice by looking at this syllable right here. This is going to be closed because the vowel is followed by a consonant, and then this one is the V, C, E, what we've been practicing. Okay? So, the V, C, E right here, this A says its name because of the E at the very end. Okay? So I'm going to practice saying it. Mistake, mistake. Alright, let's practice together. You can pass out markers, please. Pass out erasers. Alright, our first word together is estate. E-S-T-A-T-E. Let's do this together. Let's look at prefixes and suffixes. I don't really see any, so we'll get started. E is a... Oh, yeah. A lot of times words start with a consonant, so I get in the habit of always thinking consonant, but sometimes they start with a vowel, so we have to be really careful of that. They're trying to trick us. So vowel, S is a
consonant,
T is a
consonant,
A is a
vowel,
T is a
consonant,
E is a
vowel,
hand underneath the chin. Practice saying it together. Estate. So where do we see that break? After the
T.
estate.
T and
S.
S.
Well, let's talk about this. Do you think it's estate or S-state? S-state.
S.
What do you guys think?
State.
S-state. So it would be after the S. Very good. I'm glad we talked about that. So now we look at this. The first syllable is going to be close because this vowel is followed by a consonant. And at the very end, we're going to underline, and knowing that we can't break this A-T-E or the vowel consonant E. So we'll put a vowel, consonant, E. Let's practice saying it together. Estate. Estate. Let's try it again. Estate. Estate. Good. Let's do one more together. Erase. Your next word is ignite. So I-G-N-I-T-E. Ignite. Alright, do we see any prefixes or suffixes?
No.
Nope, so we'll get started. I is a
Vowel.
good catch. G is a
Consonant.
N is a
Consonant.
I is a
Vowel.
T is a
Consonant.
E is a
Vowel.
Alright, vowel. Hand underneath the chin. Ignite. Where should we divide?
N in the I.
Good. Nice job. Alright, so the first syllable, ig. Open or closed? Why?
Because there's a consonant after the vowel.
Awesome. And then what do we not want to separate at the very end?
The VCE.
The VCE. So let's just mark it up here, VCE. Alright, you may erase. Nice job, guys. So your word that you're going to do by yourself is mandate. M-A-N-D-A-T-E.
Would you read that word?
Mandate.
Alright, let's practice saying it together. Mandate. So the first syllable, M-A-N, is what?
Mandate.
Good. And is it open or closed?
Close.
Close. What is the date? The VCE. So what can we not separate at the very end?
VCE.
Which is A-T-E. so let's practice saying it again. Mandate. Mandate. Very good. Erase. All right. Marker caps on. Eyes on me in 3, 2, 1. I'm thinking of how to spell the word stagnant. I hear 2 syllables. Stagnant. I don't hear any prefixes. Now I'm going to whisper the first syllable. Stag. So I'm going to sound it out. S-T-A-G. So S-T-A-G. Now I'm going to whisper read the second syllable. Nate. N-A-T. So wait a minute. It's not done because I don't have what at the end. Yeah. So that the A says its name. Can we talk about this after we're... All right. So now we are going... Yeah.
If you didn't put the E, would it be stagnant?
You're right, it would be, and it would be close, right? Yeah, good point. So now let's try one together. Translate. So let's say that together. Translate. Listen to the 2 syllables. Now is it translate or translate?
Translate.
Okay, so now let's sound it out. T, R, Good. Now let's listen to the second syllable. Late. L-A-T. Now what needs to be at the very end? E. Alright, so then I'll just underline the A-T-E at the very end, the vowel consonant E.
I noticed all the vowel consonant E's are ended with E.
Really? Oh, I didn't.
Ended up with E.
Yeah. Cool pattern, right? Awesome. Alright, now I'm going to have you try subside by yourself. Subside. You can do it. Subside. Alright, so how did we come up with that? What was the first sound? Sub. S. Good. And then the next one's U. B. S. S. I. D. And then what needs to be at the end? Make that I say the same. Good. Alright, so now we are going to move on. Erasers to Caleb, markers to Wyatt.
That's why I said be subside.
We are going to be on day 5. Okay, so I'll know you're ready when it's flat on the table. And your eyes are open. You missing? Can you move your line shape? Okay. That one fell out. Thank you. Alright, so I'm going to sound and blend each word, and then it's your turn. So you can use your fingers or your knuckles if you would like. Either one, you don't have to. Only if you want to. Deflate. Deflate. Now you do.
Deflate. Deflate.
Ignite. Ignite.
Ignite. Ignite.
Suppose. Suppose.
Suppose. Suppose.
Empire. Empire.
Empire. Empire.
Desire. Desire.
Desire. Desire.
Inquire. Inquire.
Inquire. Inquire.
Immune.
Immune.
Mistake. Mistake.
Mistake. Mistake.
Forgave. Forgave.
Forgave. Forgave.
Compete.
Compete. Compete.
Do you think that using your fingertips and your knuckles, is that helpful? What do you think about it? So, kind of. So, no. Do you think it's helpful? Why do you think it's helpful?
Because it helps you sound up the stuff.
Oh, and through the syllables? Good. So, do you have to use it? Is it a strategy you can use, though? Good. So, that's okay, too. So, now that we've done it together, I'm going to have you read them as slowly as possible. See how many words you can read in 1 minute. Your minute starts.
Suppose, inquire, desire, inquire, mistake, forgave, compete, suppose, inquire, desire, inquire, mistake, forgave, compete, ignite, suppose, empire, desire, inquire, mistake, forgave, compete, deflate, ignite, suppose, simply ignites a post empire desire inquiry time from you.
We are going to continue reading our book. Our book today is going to be on chapter 8, and you will be looking for VCE words in the readings. You see, I'm kind of showing them very quickly, but we're also modeling fluency. What does fluency mean?
Do it over and over.
Yeah, and also kind of just like how we talk, right? So I don't talk very slow and I don't talk very fast, right? Well, sometimes I talk fast, but
My sister
I don't know.
talks
Yeah, so just kind of fluently, okay? So it's fluidly talking, all right? I can't remember who has the post-its. So chapter 8 today. We're looking for those BCEs.
Come out finally, she asked, and of you kids. See, my sister